Hello, I'm Danielle Callan, and I'm going to tell you about my journey in ECS 210 and how it challenged my biases and beliefs and what I took away from the course that will help me grow as a future educator. Walking into ECS 210, I was unsure what to expect. I thought, was this going to be another class that was not going to expand my knowledge or challenge me? But I was definitely wrong. This class gave me new insights on education, an in-depth look into the curriculum, and a new concept for my classroom. For the first week of class, we started to discuss common sense. But why was this important to learn, I thought? Everyone has common sense. But little did I know it was something much bigger than what I thought. Common sense is the way we think, but it is something that we do not challenge in our everyday lives. It is common sense that we sit in a desk, listen to the teacher, and do not speak when we are not supposed to. It has just become a routine for us. It is important to be aware of this common sense and to challenge it, because as a future educator, if I continue with this, I will be continuing to teach as everyone else and not to question the way the school system works. It does not look at the students as individuals, but each student to become the same person at the end. I have to challenge this and to teach to each individual. I never realized until class that there was such thing as being labeled as the good student. I knew teachers had favorites, but I did not realize this was due to their skin color, the way they dress, their socioeconomic class, their personal hygiene, and much more. In my future classroom, I need to challenge this idea and remove this label of the good student completely, because as I have observed, every student is unique and deserves to be taught in a way that works best for them. Each student is a good student if we are to keep that label. We just as future educators need to find their strengths and work with it. Now, what is curriculum? Well, I was able to learn that curriculum is much more than what the Ministry of Education creates and implements into the classroom. I learned the outcomes are what teachers are to be made sure that they teach, and indicators are what they can manipulate. I learned that there are many types of curriculum: formal and hidden curriculum, curriculum as a place, numeracy and literacy, and curriculum as a praxis, product, process, and transmitted. One curriculum that stood out to me was the hidden curriculum, which this can be the biases that I bring into the classroom and that could harm a student or students. Typically, the hidden curriculum is seen to be negative, so this piqued my interest and has me becoming more self-conscious about the biases I may have and bring into the classroom. Curriculum is something that I feel is very factorized, just like the product. It seems to be created for certain students who are all to come out of school the same. I believe that we should be using the curriculum as a praxis or process inside the classroom because it gives students the opportunity to take charge of their own learning and are able to ask questions and explore things that is meaningful to them. If we switch to curriculum to either a praxis or process, I believe that educators would start to teach each individual student rather than having every student come out of school the same. Something that really got me thinking while discussing the curriculum in schools was how in schools, the counselors will steer students who are wanting to go into the trades to take native studies and students who are thinking about post-secondary to take history as their social electives. I did not realize this or think about it until seminar, and how I was pushed to take history over native studies, and here I am in post-secondary having no idea about my Canadian history or the Indigenous ways of knowing. It has made me challenge my thinking because before this discussion it never occurred to me that my high school is doing this. But now that I look back, all my friends that took history went into post-secondary, and the people that took native studies went into the trades. I believe that I would have been more prepared for post-secondary if I would have taken native studies instead of history. Treaty education. Something that has been talked about in my other classes was treaty education, but when we first started to discuss it in ECS 210, I felt uncomfortable. But why? Was this because of the society that is around me and everything they say going on in my head? Or was it because I was never given the opportunity to learn it and I felt like I was so far behind? But I needed to open my mind and challenge this. From my teachers not teaching me anything and the people close to me saying that treaty education was not necessary, it was hard to break out of this mindset. But once getting into the class, I learned that treaty education was important because it was teaching us our Canadian history. I never really broke out of my mindset until I wrote my blog post, "We're all treaty people." I realized that for myself to say I'm a treaty person is just like saying I'm Canadian. This really hit me when I started to think and realize that these two are both so similar and both define who I am. This got me thinking deeper in how important it is for me to educate my future students and even the people around me just how important treaty education is. Once I broke away from this bias and started to look at the curriculum website, it got me questioning the Ministry of Education. Because if learning treaty education has been mandated since 2008, why did I not ever learn it, and why is it not incorporated into every subject of every grade? And why is it located in tiny print at the bottom of the website, being hard to find? There is no excuse why my teachers never taught me treaty education, but now that I look at it, was this my teachers showing me they didn't care? After learning more in this class, it just made me angrier towards my teachers for not giving me the opportunity to learn about treaty education. However, talking about how I feel now and using that to push and challenge others' biases, I hope to educate others around me and my future students about treaty education. I will take the importance of treaty education and the other important ideas learned throughout this course to continue to grow as a future educator. Thank you for watching.